number of reasons to create medicines, vaccines. Some species have even been known to use it as an aphrodisiac.
But it's imperative that you inoculate yourselves as soon as possible.
I inoculated the entire crew to prevent an outbreak. Would you mind rolling up your sleeve? The vaccine contained millions of genetically altered microbes. Most of them are still in your bloodstream.
Oh, I detected a lymphatic virus on board this morning. Most likely it sneaked in with one of the deuterium canisters. We should probably inoculate the crew. The inoculation does have some side effects.
What kind of side effects?
Headache, nausea, diarrhea.
I'd recommend you speak with your doctor about an inoculation.
Maybe a while before Phlox finds a way to inoculate the Poe.
A doctor, maybe, says he's working on a vaccine, experimental. He doesn't have approval or something like that.
If you can isolate that virus, you'll be able to develop a vaccine. This is the vaccine?
That's what the computers will tell us. Without them, it could be a beaker full of death.
Can't wait for those communicators in Elon.
We must. The vaccine could be fatal.
The disease certainly is.
He injected himself with the vaccine. He was unconscious when I found him.
Received all required inoculations, etc.
I should have received the proper inoculations ahead of time.
Securo's disease is extremely rare. Those vaccines he's transferring to us are highly perishable. They need those vaccines on Theta 7, Captain.
M4 can prepare the right talent for inoculation more quickly in my laboratory than you could aboard your ship.
Our location, planet Ligon 2. Source of a rare vaccine needed on Federation planet Styrus 4.
A sample of the vaccine.
This vaccine sample is a gift of life, and we are honored at receiving it.
A vaccine, which has been found to be an effective antidote against your dreaded Angeles fever.
The vaccine, sir.
Yes, Doctor.
The vaccine.
You were testing if you can replicate the vaccine.
And we can't. You must get the vaccine from the planet, Captain, as much as you can, immediately.
I'm proud that we have something of great value to offer you. A priceless, life-giving vaccine. Then you shall have no treaty, no vaccine, and no Lieutenant Yar!
The plague?
If anything, even worse than we'd heard.
Which means they desperately need the vaccine, sir. But the vaccine is important in this case, sir.
You've both seen the message about the plague.
And how badly the vaccine is needed. Yes, sir.
I fight for the vaccine.
What is a way out of this?
With the vaccine? None.
Captain Picard, faced with the critical need for a vaccine produced on this planet, has permitted Lieutenant Natasha Yar to engage in a fight to the death. Can we now beam the vaccine aboard?
You violated our agreement. There will be no treaty, no vaccine.
How long is it going to take to develop a vaccine?
We're delivering live vaccine bacilli to Tagra.
Number one, Dr. Crusher has some live vaccine bacilli to be delivered to Tagra.
They're concerned because a pack-led transport came through carrying retroviral vaccines.
Why is that a concern?
We are all going to have to be inoculated, and I have to get her to sickbay.
They're suffering outbreaks of all kinds of diseases and in epidemic proportions. Besides, you've only got 12 more inoculations to go.
12?
And is the room beginning to spin?
Yes.
Good. It means the vaccine's beginning to work. Everything will settle down in a moment. People were dying by the thousands, and nobody there knew why. It took us 1 hour to identify the pathogen, and 3 days to dose the water table and inoculate the entire population.
It's not a cure. It's a vaccine. Every pregnant woman should be inoculated with it as soon as possible.
A vaccine isn't difficult to make, but seeing that everybody gets it will be a huge task. We've had a little difficulty in recreating the exact RNA sequence of the virus, which is why we've been unable to develop a vaccine. However, there are alternate methods of making vaccines.
I'm not interested in the vaccine. I'm interested in the virus.
The vaccine. How is it progressing?
Even then, it wasn't altogether clear I could create an effective vaccine. But I worked at it for 74 hours straight and managed to create an inoculation that successfully protected the crew.
Eager to inoculate those already infected, I quickly headed for the quarantined area, though their condition had grown worse. Although I've developed an effective vaccine, I can't administer it.
It's coded to produce antibodies against the phage.
Klingon DNA might provide a vaccine for the disease, but not a cure.
Assemble the rescue team and have them report to sickbay for erythrosine inoculations. Tell the doctor to prepare for casualties.
Oh, I have several days' worth of inoculation records to catalog. I suppose I'll get to it.
Are there any other options? Adjusting the shields, inoculations?
Of course he needed samples of the virus. That's how vaccines are developed. Moset didn't ask for any of the enzymes normally required for synthesizing a vaccine.
Our doctors developed an inoculation. Your concerns are noted. Get them inoculated. We'll meet you in transporter room 1.
It helps fortify the cellular membranes.
I think the doctor's inoculation might be a better way to go.
We'd better try inoculating you again.
The Equinox crew has been infected with a mutagenic virus. It may be contagious. I've been authorized to inoculate them.
Have the doctor prepare inoculations for the crew.
Plotting the most efficient course for the first segment of the rally.
Seems like the entire crew has come down with race fever.
Perhaps you could persuade the doctor to develop a vaccine.
I've asked the doctor to prepare a series of inoculations that will protect the crew from the radiation.
As far as I can tell, their new inoculations aren't much different from run-of-the-mill radiogenic vaccines.
You're forgetting that the inoculations aren't designed to work alone. Well, the shields were modified to work in combination with the inoculations. We'll be fine.
If the shields fail, the inoculations will be irrelevant.
We're carrying new vaccines to our homeland. They'll save thousands of lives. My colleagues and I have been working at a secret base, but not to create vaccines.
Logan lied to us. There's no vaccine. The cloak is the real cargo.
Now that I'm inoculated, I can go anywhere on the ship I want.
That's right.
Very clever, Chakotay. Inoculating them with your serum. Well, now it's time to inoculate my people so we can have access to the rest of the ship.
It's not an overload. It's time for inoculations.
What inoculations?
Nothing to worry about.
I didn't realize that was the problem.
It's not, as long as you're inoculated regularly.
According to my records, you've neglected to report for your last 3 inoculations. These inoculations are for your protection.
An inoculation a day keeps the radiation away.
I'm here for my inoculation.
My stomach's just a little queasy. Our inoculations must be wearing off.
I'm gonna give you a vaccine against viral infection from Milvarn mud fleas.
Ow!